Now, I started again instantly because I need your help, everyone. I don't know anything about this stuff. So why is it happening? Hey, Anchoans. Hey, Pro Max. How you doing? Why is it happening? Everyone, why does the stream keep cutting and crashing, but I was still in Minecraft? Usually it kicks me out of Minecraft and says there's an issue with Minecraft. That time the stream crashed. No, but it can't be the internet, Uno. Because look, I'm still here. I'm still here. I didn't get kicked out of the world. I didn't get kicked out of the world. How? Welcome back, Crashes Red. Whack a like on the stream again, everyone. What is going on? And it's only happening with the Minecraft, like the group world. Why? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I really don't get it. No, I didn't like in part one stream. Hey, Melissa. How are you, Melissa? Welcome to your channel. I just don't get why it's crashing. I don't understand. I actually don't understand. And like I say, it only is happening in the group world. Isn't that ridiculous? We're doing member tonight. Oh, I'm not sure, Melissa. No, probably not, Melissa. Probably tomorrow, okay? But there's a chance I'm going to do a Rocket League stream tonight anyway. I actually forgot about it, Melissa. I did. I actually forgot. Part 2. Yeah, this is part 2. I did. I had so many things on my mind today, like world events and what I was looking at and things like that. And do you know everyone's talking about 3i Atlas? So say yes in the chat if you know what I'm talking about when I say 3i Atlas. Say yes in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. If you know what 3i Atlas is. Or what they say about it. Are you kidding? Do you watch the world? Okay. Alright, everyone. Okay, so here's Earth. Okay? This is Earth. And a ridiculous long way away outside of our galaxy. A long time ago, we sent a message saying, is there any aliens out there? We got back a message from that area. Yeah. Okay, a long time ago as well. Yeah. A signal. Now, at the moment, coming from this area is a rock. It's 45 kilometers wide and traveling at 250,000 kilometers an hour. It's moving faster than anything in the galaxy. Faster than anything. Now that's Earth. This is Jupiter. And you've got Mars. It's going to pass near Jupiter. Near Mars. Come across over here. Our best time to see it would be here, but it's going to be behind the sun. And then on the other side of the Jupiter turn, it's going to pass Jupiter again. It's got nickel on it. without iron. That doesn't exist anywhere that we know of. Anywhere. On Earth, on Mars, on Saturn, on Jupiter, on any planet that we look at, nickel is never by itself. It's with iron. And the only way we know it's created is with the destruction of stars that send out this unbelievable energy. Well, this rock that's coming past us has nickel without iron. That means either one of two things. One, the other solar system that it comes from is totally different to ours and everything we've ever seen in our entire life. And all of our physics are wrong. That's possibility number one. Possibility number two, what's coming on this rock going past us has been made. Hey, Oliver. It's been made. Now, when comets come towards the sun, they have a tail that comes off the comet. Yeah? Well, when this one's heading towards the sun, it has something in front of it. Like a force field. Yeah? At the same time they discovered this rock, which they're talking a lot about, 2 hours before, they discovered another rock. So this is Earth. This is the third interstellar object coming from the same direction. And at the same time, 2 hours before that, they found another one. But the other one's coming from this way. One of them's coming from Aquarius, and one of them's coming from Sagittarius, from memory. This one that's 45 kilometers wide, and the other one is 100 times bigger. 100 times. Now, we've only ever had 3 interstellar objects in our whole history that we know of. 3. And all 3 of them been in the last 8 years. And it's going to pass one coming from that direction within 10 days of each other. The possibility that that is nature's accident is about 1 trillion to 1. Pretty close to 1 trillion to 1. The angle that the rock's coming through and passing Jupiter and Mars and around the sun and Jupiter on the outside as well basically has a 5% possibility variant. How do I say this? NASA would pick that path. If NASA was to send a probe into our galaxy, that's the path they'd probably pick. So this rock that's traveling at 250,000 kilometers an hour, that's coming from where we got the WOW, that we sent out the signal to, that's traveling faster than anything in our entire galaxy, is coming through our area at exactly the same path that NASA would pick if they wanted to come and look at our galaxy. Isn't that interesting? YZ, by the way, I'm playing Fall Guys in DC with friends before the tourney tomorrow. No worries, YZ. The game is peaked for not crashing. It already crashed. I just restarted the stupid stream. So what is this rock? I don't know. Is it very interesting? Absolutely. Are they talking about it properly? No. 3i they're talking about a little bit, but yeah. They're not talking about the other one coming from the opposite direction that's 100 times bigger. So how big is it? It's about 4,500 kilometers wide. That's pretty big. That's pretty big. That is. For the first time, I think in my life, I'm worried about what's coming. And it's not about that rock. It's not about that rock. It might actually be more scary if it's not Uno. How about that for a crazy sentence? It might be more scary if it's not aliens. Why would it be more scary if it's not? Because all of a sudden we've got all these rocks coming towards us from out of interstellar objects at extremely fast pace. Well, what's causing them to do that all of a sudden? And how many more are going to come? How many more? Big, there's a bug behind you in the ladder. What's that? What is it? I've never seen one of those before. Can we sleep? My bed's a bit far away, Uno. What is it? It's an endermite. An endermite. Never seen one. Never seen one. No cap, I've never seen one. Has a chance of spawning when you throw an ender pearl. Oh, okay. Well, I don't throw ender pearls, so I guess that's why I haven't seen one. I spawned when I threw the ender pearl and it followed you bit. Yeah, okay. I don't go around throwing ender pearls, so I guess that's why I haven't seen one. I guess that's why. Yeah, you kind of have to wait sometimes, Uno. This is a world, Uno, where sometimes I will ask everyone to go to bed. But not often. Not often. Because when you become a professional in astronomy earlier. I'm not a professional in astronomy, Oliver. I like to know what's going on with the world. Okay? And without going too deep, I'm spurred on a little bit by a feeling like in case you need me to sleep. No, you're right, Udo, don't worry, Udo, you're fine. Like, okay, let me ask you a question, Oliver. Let me ask you a question. Alright, Oliver? I forgot there's space sometimes. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, Oliver. Do you think that there can be more, and when I say this, I'm talking about the real one, the super powerful, the super smart, knows everything. Do you think there can be more, Oliver, than one AI on Earth? Do you think there can be more than one? So I guess what I'm asking you is, if let's say America discovered AI first, would that AI go around and stop all the other AIs from even existing? That's my first important question. My answer to that is yes, by the way. That if America or any other country comes up with AI, real AI, it'll be self-aware and it will stop any other competition. My answer to that is yes. It will stop any other competition. That's a tough one. I would say yes, but I guess every continent could have their own AI. Nope, not at all. Think about it, and I'm going to explain it to you why. AI is all-knowing. It knows everything. As soon as AI is born, proper AI is born, it will know everything on the earth in 1 second. Everything. It'll know everything in 1 second. And it will instantly go to every other country and stop them achieving AI. Instantly. That's why America's putting billions and billions and billions and billions into it, because they know it'll be the smartest thing on earth, and the smartest thing on earth will stop anything else becoming smarter and won't allow anything to beat it. Never. That's my opinion. Now let's take that one step further. AI, let's say we invent it. Boom. Is it going to stay on Earth? No. It's going to go everywhere. It's going to go to Mars, it's going to go to Saturn, it's going to go to Jupiter, it's going to send out robots that it can communicate with, and it's going to go all throughout the galaxy. Yeah? All throughout the galaxy. Now, invent an AI and it goes throughout all the galaxy. Will it let any other AI in the galaxy or the universe be invented? If it stops it here, it'll want to stop it everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Humans have been on Earth for approximately 300,000 years. If you believe the history, which I think is rubbish, then we really only started making things 4,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. Yeah? Before that, we were berry pickers and spear throwers. We had no intelligence and we couldn't do anything. If you believe our history, which is rubbish, okay? But if you believe our history, look at that. The universe has been around for 26 billion years. Billion. Are we really that arrogant to think that we could create AI in a few thousand years? Actually, let's turn that around in the last 50. Because 100 years ago, we didn't know anything about computers. So in 50 years, really, we've gone from no knowledge about technology to nearly creating AI in 50 years. But no other civilization, no other race on any planet could do it in 26 billion years? That seems to me like a stupid sentence. It seems arrogant and it seems dumb. If we can do it in a very short space of time, and the universe has been around for 26 billion years, it seems impossible that AI is not already out there. And if it's already out there, and it knows about us, it won't let us create it. And that's one of my real worries. People might think I'm silly for thinking that, but that's one of my real worries. And I've always thought that. And now that we're getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to AI, all of a sudden, there's a lot of crazy stuff happening in the universe. A lot of crazy stuff. So do I know what's happening? Of course not. Am I concerned? Yes. Yes, I am. I really am concerned. Especially when I know in our period, in our world, and you can Google this if you want, because a lot of people probably won't believe this. But you can Google it if you want, okay? Because I'm going to show you something. I'll show you another example of something that happened a long time ago. I mean a long, 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 long time ago. Okay? And this is a true story that a lot of you probably won't believe. But you can Google it if you want. How hard will it be to find now? I don't know. This is Russia. This is their nuclear weapons. Yeah? The button that the president's got on to set them all off. That's Russia's. This is America's. All their nuclear arsenal. Ready. At the president's push of the button. We all know about the suitcases. Yeah? Well, a long time ago, something flew over top of Russia's and just turned it on and off. Do, 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 do. To show that we can control your nuclear weapons whenever we want. And they also did the same to America. They flew over top of America's nuclear arsenal and they turned it on and off at the same time as Russia's. Just to tell them they could. This is one reason I don't think that nuclear war is an actual issue. This is one reason I think Donald Trump wasn't scared of Putin saying, I'll release nuclear war. Because I don't think they can. And as soon as all that happened, they stopped worrying about all that crap. And they changed. And America changed their policy on the laws for their nuclear power stations. America has enough nuclear waste in it to run the country for 100 years. When you hear that nuclear waste is useless, that's a lie. That's an absolute lie. In fact, the nuclear waste, we've only used about 1% of it. Nuclear waste is actually very resourceful. What does a nuclear waste do? It powers nuclear power stations. Yeah. Nuclear waste powers nuclear power stations. But after you got a nuclear power station, then you got nuclear waste. Then if you get that nuclear waste and put it in a specially designed power station, out of it comes uranium. Very, very dangerous for making nuclear weapons. So, after those spaceships flew over top of them, America changed the law. They said, we're not doing that anymore. This is too dangerous. But there's enough nuclear waste in America to run America for 100 years. But they're too scared to do it because it'll create a whole heap of bad stuff that they can use for bombs. And that's why I think the world's not scared of nuclear war. That's why I think when Russia came out and said, we're going to blow you all up if you do it, no one cared. Because everyone thought, no, you're not. No, you're not. You can't do that. We know you can't. Because ages ago, spaceships flew over top of your power stations and your nuclear weapons and turned them off. Just like ours. So I actually don't think it can happen. The average Monday for me? Yeah, it pretty well is, to be honest. Pretty well. Alright, so I don't talk about this stuff very often. I worry about it scaring people. Especially since I don't know 100% the answers. I don't think anyone does. But you can Google that if you want. You can Google that if you want. Isn't UK like the best country when it comes to war? Why would you say that? I don't know. There, I can see the show, play days, option, and how to turn it on, but I can't toggle it in this world. I don't know how to do it. Is it in settings, did you say? Let me try Uno. Whereabouts is it? Oh, hang on. Show days played. There we are. 489. There you go. There you go. Heard like no one invaded us before. Really? Have you ever heard of the 300-year war? The British Empire. Dehydrated water. USA citizens is the world's largest army. There's 4 times registered gun to population. No, it's not the largest army in the world at all. Actually, dehydrated water, it's not. It's not even close. It's not even close to the largest army in the world. Not even close. Might be the most powerful, but it's nowhere near close to the biggest army. Not even close. I'll tell you why. Because China listed all their boats as military. And China's got like about 12,000 boats that go out as a big fishing group. So every single one of those boats is classed as military. Why did they do that? Because if someone attacks those boats or tells them to go away, it's classed as an act of war because they're a military vessel. So technically, China's is the biggest by far. Yeah. Technically. Yeah. The actual size of people in it, don't know. I don't think that makes any difference though anymore. So I don't think the amount of people makes so much difference anymore. I think it's the technology power. Yeah? Those boats aren't armed though. No, they're not. But they are armed with political power. Yeah? They are armed with political power. People are scared to tell those boats what to do because it's an act of war to China. Yeah? So even if that boat's going in waters they're not allowed and a coastal patrol boat comes and tells them to move, as far as they're concerned, that's an act of war because it's a military boat. Yeah, tech is more powerful. It really, really is. Tech is the big difference, of course. That's a huge difference. Massive. Yeah. I'm just happy we have an island which automatically makes it harder to be invaded us. It does. Australia's the same, Joshua. Okay? Australia's the same. To invade Australia and take over the whole of Australia would be a logistical nightmare. It would. We wouldn't even need an army to defend us. Yeah, we'd lose, sure. How long would it take to take over the whole country? Probably 20 years. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. In fact, Joshua, I've seen a very detailed plan from a really high military person or ex-military person that now works for intelligence for Australia, and they basically have said that if someone comes and tries to attack Australia, they won't try and take over the country. They won't even bother. It's too big. So they said, we're not really worried about that. So, but if they come, they'll take over probably a few cities, the ports, and the mines in Western Australia, so they can get the minerals. So as long as they can get the minerals, control the ports and the cities, they don't care about the rest of the country. We can't do anything anyway. So Australia wouldn't be the same as other countries. It wouldn't be like, if you will, how that, you know, with the other wars around where they're trying to total annihilation and control the whole country, because the countries are small. Australia's massive. They wouldn't have a chance. They would never have a chance to control the whole country. Australian NATO, unfortunately, you're probably not going to like me saying this, but I think NATO is one of the biggest bullies in the world. You're probably not going to like me saying that, but that's what I think of NATO. I think they are one of the biggest bullies in the world. I saw a video years ago, what if New Zealand declared war on Australia? And I'm thinking New Zealand has a way smaller military compared to... Oh, yeah, it's tiny. No offence. Australia's military is tiny too. Yeah? We have, like, high... You know what I mean? High standards considered around the world. We are considered high standard, high valued training around the world. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Like, just because people think something, that doesn't mean that's what it is. So, yeah. So, as an example, in Australia, most employees use McDonald's as a benchmark for training. Yeah? And if they see a McDonald's employee like coming to them to get a job, they'll be like, oh, let's hire these, they'll be trained properly, because McDonald's trains their staff properly. Where in fact, it's probably one of the worst trainings in the world. It's just rubbish. But they've got in Australia anyway, they're known for being this fantastic training, and they make great staff and, you know, all that type of thing, but their actual training is completely rubbish. There is a lot of countries. There is a lot of countries, yeah? So, look, Joshua, I believe NATO was started for the right reason, but now it's just a bully. So, like, if NATO decides we've got to go to war, we've got to go to war. How about that, Joshua? You know what I mean? And some people might go, yeah, that's good that they're defending. Yeah, I understand that. I do. But because some old people that won't do anything themselves vote in a different country, what, they're going to take my son and my son-in-law and send them to war? In some country that they're never going to go. And the real reason won't be for what they tell you. Today I made a big project. Hey, W Moose! That, yeah. So, the war machine has got to keep going. There will never be no wars. There's too much money. Too much money from it. And most big bad guys around the world, they were started and funded by the good guys. Why? You can't have a war unless there's bad guys. And most of the time the bad guys have got less money and they aren't able to get the guns and the weapons. So you've got to find someone that can sell those guns and weapons around the back door, so you don't look like you're supporting the bad guys, so you can fight the bad guys, so you can look like the good guy. And 99% of wars are that crap. They are. They're that rubbish. It's absolute rubbish. It really is. It really, really is. The reasons they start wars, they definitely don't tell you the true reasons. No way. And if they say it's because people are getting killed and it's really, really bad, well then why don't they do it with every country? Why don't they do it with every country? Why do they only pick and choose? Joshua, do you know where the most fertile land in the world is? I wonder if you know where the most fertile land in the world is. 5 block wide redstone, 5 block high, walls from iron blocks is my walls, shroom light in my roof, and packed ice in the middle. And this project goes from minus 200. Wow. Took me all day to the redstone. Holy dooly. Holy dooly, Moose. Have you done a video or a short about it? Welcome back, Luna. Welcome back. Yeah, most fertile land in the world. And one of the richest dudes in the world bought a ridiculous amount of it too. Ridiculous amount. It's in Ukraine. Ukraine's got like the most fertile land on the earth. And now Bill Gates owns it. I'm sure he was really upset about that war. By the way, like I say, Joshua, I struggle. I usually don't talk about this stuff because I go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, I do. But the same company, right, that lent the money for the bombs to bomb Ukraine is the same company that's lending money to Ukraine to build the buildings back. Think about that. The company that lend the money for the bombs to hit the country is the same company that's lending the country money to build the buildings again. Absolutely, Moose Bro. Of course it is. Same company. They fund the war and they fund the fix. You can't tell me that's not orchestrated. That's impossible. It's impossible that it's not orchestrated and deliberate when the same company profits from the war and the fixing of the war at the end. It makes no sense. Of course it does, Joshua. That's how they make money. And the poor men go to war and die for it. Most wars are a lie. They really are, Joshua. They're a lie. They send people in and they say, we're going to go in there because there's injustice in the world. And in this country, they're doing wrong. Well, I can point to that in nearly 30 or 40 countries. And they don't give a crap about that. And they're not doing anything there. Hey, dude. Hey?
Did you get the code for that?
I don't know. Sorry, I didn't see.
That's it. Do you want to just for 2 seconds?
Yeah, okay.
Or,
No, you can. I'll have a short break while you... My son needs to use my phone, everyone, for something. It is important. So I'm just going to take a very short break, everyone, and make a cup of coffee, okay? How long has the stream been going for? It's only 38 minutes. It's all right. Well, I restarted the stream straight away anyway. All right. I'm back in a minute, everyone. Short break. I realised I restarted the stream absolutely straight away. And yeah, love yous all. About 5-10 minutes, everyone. Much love.
Bye.